As said in Matthew chapter 19, verse 16, the bond of marriage brings two hearts together in ways unseen. Marriage is a God-ordained covenant relationship between a man and a woman.
However, there are many challenges and issues that affect marriage. Today, we will discuss and understand these issues and the steps we can take to address them. First, we will be discussing family planning and contraceptives. Family planning includes the use of contraceptives, sexual education, and natural family planning techniques. Contraceptives include barrier methods like condoms, hormonal birth controls, intrauterine devices, also known as IUDs, diaphragm, and others. It can also include surgery, such as hysterectomy for women and vasectomy for men. These prevent the sperm from fertilizing the egg. A couple may choose to use contraceptives for medical reasons such as physical conditions where pregnancy allegedly endangers the life or health of the woman or fetus. To prevent pregnancies that are too close together or poorly timed, which contributes to high infant mortality rates, or for the sake of infant health, heart diseases, HIV infections, and others. It can also be for eugenic reasons, for suspected genetic deficiency, and to avoid having quote-unquote defective children, or to quote-unquote create the perfect human race. It can also be for psychological reasons, like fear of having children and the fear of possible dangers of pregnancy or childbirth. In addition, it can also be for socioeconomic reasons, like the fear of the inability to support another child. Moreover, the government will use this reason to control the growth of the population and to mitigate its perceived adverse impact on the economy and the environment. According to a survey in 2022 among currently married women in the Philippines, about 42% of respondents stated that they were using modern contraceptive methods. Conversely, the same proportion of interviewed women stated that they were currently not using any birth control methods at all. The couple's promise of offering themselves to each other through marriage reaches its full sense through parenthood. With parenthood comes the meaning of family life, where parents are expected to cooperate with the Creator and the Savior's love in the creation of new life. Like the secular understanding of family planning in the context of Christian faith, family planning does not include methods of artificial contraception. The Christian faith upholds the practice of responsible conjugal act, avoiding any deliberate act of preventing the transmission of life related to all forms of contraception. The first mission of parenthood is to respect the dignity of human life from the moment of conception. For a child is always a gift, not a burden. It is stated in Evangelium Vitae that the family is the immediate community that can promote the culture of life. As we strengthen our Christian faith, we must be promoters as the family being the sanctuary of life. As stated in Gaudium et Spes, married couples are reminded to be faithful witnesses of love and harmony, so that being true to the marital vocation, they become a positive example and influence for everyone in society. Married couples are called to value transmission of life in the family and the education of their children.
Another issue affecting marriage and family is premarital sex. Premarital sex is any sexual intercourse or activity which is practiced by people prior to when they are married. According to nationwide surveys on the 15 to 24 age group, known as Young Adult Fertility and Sexuality Study, the percentage of youth in this age group with premarital sex experience recorded in 2021 is 28%, 22%, and 16% for men, both sexes, and women respectively. Although this was reduced to these values due to the pandemic, these statistics still represent how prevalent Filipino youth engage in sex before marriage, which opposes God's design for marriage and family. The sexuality of man and woman is to be enjoyed within a committed marital relationship as they express God's creation of love and life. To practice sexuality outside of this context is to desacralize its use and reduce its enjoyment. The prevalence of premarital sex is caused by many factors, but mainly the media, peer pressure, curiosity, and lack of education. Based on the apostolic exhortation of Pope Francis, which is Amoris Laetitia, sexuality is not a means of gratification or entertainment. Rather, it is a form of language that aims to take the other in maintain his or her sacred and inviolable dignity. To address this issue of premarital sex, the solution must start at home. Parents must be responsible to provide education for their children about the significance of sexuality and how to practice the virtue of chastity. According to Familiaris Consortio, when human sexuality is not regarded as a great value given by the Creator, the renunciation of it for the sake of the kingdom of heaven loses its meaning. They must emphasize these teachings through word, example, and prayer that is suitable for each stage in a child's life in order to enlighten and guide them to act with respect and love for the gift of God, particularly the gift of life. Similarly, it should strive to advocate the importance of dignity of the human person, as all of us are created in the likeness of God's image. Lastly, the issue on marital infidelity will be discussed. The act of being disloyal to a spouse or other partner is known as infidelity or cheating. It usually refers to violating a promise or a commitment, specifically marriage, by having sexual or romantic interaction with someone who is not your partner. Extramarital affairs are typically carried out for sex, emotional attachment, love, ego gain, and personal fulfillment. In addition, marital infidelity is likely to occur if these risk factors continue to persist. First, lack of communication. Second, lack of emotional or physical connection. Third, lack of respect. Fourth, low compatibility. And fifth, financial pressure. Infidelity can have a long-lasting effect on couples and even their children. It can cause emotional instability and insecurity within the marriage and the family. The spouse who was cheated on may have their self-esteem damaged and self-confidence lowered. Overall, extramarital affairs can affect a person in all areas of their life and make them experience many overwhelming emotions. To address this, couples may re-educate themselves with the teachings of the Church on marriage and family. Here are some texts from various church documents that may aid in providing some insight and realization. According to Humanae Vitae, married love is also faithful and exclusive of all other, and this until death. In addition, for the Lord has entrusted to them the task of making visible to men and women the holiness and joy of the law, which united inseparably their love for one another and the cooperation they give to God's love, God who is the author of human life. From Familiaris Consortium, by virtue of the covenant of married life, the man and woman are no longer two, but one flesh, and they are called to grow continually in their communion through day-to-day fidelity to their marriage promise of total mutual self-giving. They can also explore and figure out ways on how to make their relationship stronger again. Therefore, it is clear that the Church plays a significant role in shaping attitudes and beliefs about marriage and family, and that these attitudes can have a profound impact on individuals and society as a whole.
We have already discussed a few of the many issues surrounding marriage and family, but it is evident on how crucial it is for individuals to be aware and educated on these matters. With the help of the teachings of the Church, individuals can cultivate healthy and fulfilling relationships with their spouses and families.